승부석 2. Welcome to the finals of the KeSPA Cup. We are going to have Neeb versus Trap going head-to-head. Our little screen there has been updated. It is going to be a PvP. TY was not able to defeat Trap and give us a PvT, and Neeb was able to take out Stats, one of the favorites to win this whole thing. This is going to be an incredible finals, Wolf.
It certainly will be. Our first foreigner to be in a Korean StarCraft finals since 2000, when Gur was able to win that one against HOT Forever, and that was 16 years ago. And now we have him here, Neeb. This is not a Star League, but this is a top-tier Korean tournament filled with champions of this year, even. So we're going to have this interview.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say coming into this last one.
What do you think about Trap?
I think he's a really good player, and PvP is a tough matchup. Sometimes, like especially when they play like Trap does, and they don't really play normal. Like I think Stats is sometimes an easier opponent because he's a standard player, which Trap isn't.
네, 립 선수는 정말 조성호 선수를 아이디 그대로 트랩이라고 생각한다고 합니다. 특히 토프전에 있어서 립 선수는 조성호 선수를 굉장히 좀 높게 평가하고 있는 부분이 있는 것 같다고 대답을 했습니다. 자, 조성호 선수 역시 립 선수가 경기하는 걸 쭉 보셨을 텐데 립 선수에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
저는 솔직히 실력적인 면에서 외국인 선수하고 한국인 선수하고 차이가 있다고 생각하는데 경기하는 거 지켜보면서
Trap personally believes that there is a difference, a gap between Koreans and foreigners when it comes to StarCraft. But after watching Neeb, he kind of got over it. He changed his mind, at least when it comes to Neeb.
결승전에 임하는 각오를 들어보겠습니다.
일단
representing Korean Protosses in the finals, and Korean players.
한국 대회인데 우승컵을
What are you thinking for the
내준다는
finals?
건 말이 안 된다고 생각하기 때문에 꼭 한국을 대표해서라도 이기도록 하겠습니다.
It's atrocious. It doesn't make any sense to give a domestic title over to a foreigner.
각오도 들어봐야겠죠. Please tell us ahead of your final match.
He wants to take that away from Neeb.
Please tell us how you feel ahead of your final match.
I'm very confident right now. PvP is my best matchup for sure. Like I was very happy when Trap won over TY because it's just a much easier matchup for me. And I have a hard time playing PvT in tournaments, so I'm pretty happy and confident.
So there you have it,
네, 립
guys.
선수는 지금 정말 자신감이 많다고 합니다. 특히 푸푸전에 있어서 자신감을 많이 채워온 상태이기 때문에 상대가 전태양이 아닌 조성호 선수인 것도 본인에게 굉장히 유리하게 작용할 것 같다고 합니다. 자, 결승전 기대되시죠? 자, 그럼 인터뷰 여기서 마무리 짓도록 하고요. 결승전에서 뵙겠습니다.
So that's the end of the interview. Let's close it up. And let's jump into our finals, guys. It's going to be a best of 7 between two Protoss players, one American and one Korean.
I think this is probably, I mean, next to the Byeon finals, where Byeon was by far the biggest favorite. This is like, next to that, I'd say Neeb is probably the most, like, the fan favorite in the world, like, everywhere. Like, he trumps Byeon in the GSL finals we just had. I think everyone is rooting for him. And it's been 2 years since Trap won his only title, but he's never won a domestic title. And he's looking for this here. You know, he's not had the best runs in individual leagues this year, nor in Pro League. The fact that he makes it here to the finals in such an incredible run is crazy. And I feel like everyone's talking about, oh, Neeb's a foreigner, he's a foreigner, this never happens. I know that's true, but for Trap to go through the run that he has is also, like, you know, it's its own achievement, you know? And
yeah.
Whether Neeb was American, French, Mexican, or Korean, his run was also a tough one as well. And if Trap can do this, it would be an incredible run through all the tough players he went through. You know, just defeating TY, who's so incredible in TVP, so much so that Neeb really did not want to face him. He's really happy that Trap was able to defeat him. Here's our maps. Just going down it, nothing really stands out except the Apotheosis pick being picked up pretty early here for Neeb.
I love the fact that we're definitely going to be seeing Apotheosis, even if it is a 4-0, because it is map number 4. We have seen that, I think, once in this tournament, and I think some Terran player got bopped. So not 100% sure about that. It might have been a Zerg player, but we did see it only once, I'm sure about that. So definitely going to see that here in this series. And Trap, he's, coming into this one, you talk about how he had a crazy road, but now I think this is his hardest challenge yet. And it's funny to say, but Neeb, I feel like, is definitely the favorite coming into this one.
I think so, too. He said he's confident. He's got such a great Protoss versus Protoss style. He's shown us all sorts of different styles. Today, specifically Disruptor play, and he is playing it basically perfectly. So Trap is going to have something prepared here, and if he doesn't, I think Neeb may bop him here in this best of 7.
Could be. We're going to jump into game number 1 right now of the KeSPA Cup Finals between Neeb and Trap.
최종 과학기지로 떠납니다.
Don't bring forgiveness, and I'm gonna hunt you down.
Here we are in game number 1, King Sejong Station. For our KeSPA Cup Finals, up in the top left, in the purple, the foreign Protoss from America, it is Neeb.
His opponent to the bottom right. An incredible run all the way to the finals. It is Trap on the generic Green Wings. Neeb, first StarCraft player to make it to a Korean StarCraft 2 finals. He's from outside of Korea, first foreigner. He is the second player to ever make it to the finals, including StarCraft Brood War, next to Gur, also known as Guillaume Petrie, which I've seen Call Me Tasteless on Twitter tweet out that he is watching this tournament right now, so shout out to that. Must be incredible to watch. When Gur won his title 16 years ago, Neeb was 2 years old. And now, 16 years later, he is in this finals. And he's had a run. A lot of people, there were a lot of haters saying, I don't know if he was good enough to win KeSPA Cup or even get out of groups. He would have shown more results already. I don't think he's that great. I think there are better foreign pros. Well, in this case, he's gone all the way to finals. And he's beaten top-tier pros. He got out of his group 4-0. Defeated his practice partner Pet 3-2, and then just smashed his way through stats 3-1, and now is in a grand finals of a Korean tournament, the first to ever do so in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable story for Neeb. Trap himself, he had a very hard road getting here, defeating TY, one of these guys that looked unbeatable in the matchup of TVP. And Trap actually took him to Game 5 and just outplayed him and was the better player at the end of the day. The question is can he stand up to what might be the best PvPer in the world in Neeb? Neeb made it look almost easy against Stats. He outplayed him in every facet. And after seeing those matches, I feel like the only advantage that Trap has is the fact that he saw Neeb play those games. That's about it.
Would have to agree with that.
Neeb, he had to practice for this matchup against arguably a better player, a better PvP player, I'd say in my opinion, in Stats than Trap. And, he's practicing all night long. Was very prepared for the matchup, looks very confident, says he's very confident in the matchup. Literally everything is going Neeb's way, except the fact that Trap had some time to study his games. That's about it.
Well, in this game, Neeb is going to take the much faster Nexus. He will scout that Trap does not have one, and will shade in here to try to confirm the Stargate. I believe he did see that. Meanwhile, these two Adepts in here are going to commit to some harass. 2 kills in total. But remember, this Nexus goes up here, so that's not going to be as significant once that Nexus goes up. Probably would have wanted to get more. I think we were going to have a vision check to see if he saw that Stargate. I'm like 99% sure he did.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. I thought those were Neeb's Adepts, actually. I thought he was shading out as the probe was coming down, but not the case. Going to shade in here and is going to scout that Nexus.
Yep, scouts the Nexus timing. Yep, did see the Stargate. I thought so. Those shades were super far in there. has his Stalkers here in position. We'll have 2 more in just a moment.
Yeah.
And has the Robo, and we'll see how greedy he gets with that Robo.
I mean, you were talking about how it's generally not a good idea to make Oracles against Neeb. His control, his defense, more than anything else, is so good against Oracles. But Trap, he disagrees. He's going to come in here and find 1 probe in damage at least.
Yeah, that's more than I think Zest did in their best of 3 in the group stage. I mean, obviously, I'm being a bit facetious here, but when you look at how good Neeb's defense has been, I personally feel the Oracle Harass is just underwhelming of a choice against him. He seems to have no problems with this. He's done the same thing every time. He goes 4 Stalkers into 6. He has 4 pylons set up. Usually in this case looks like just 3 in the main base. And he's going to instantly overcharge, forward this way, and kill it.
Oh, he kills it!
Every time. Every time he has Stalkers at the natural and pylons in the main, the Oracle finds no damage. And he has shut this down so hard.
You know what? It's the immediate response out of Neeb that gets that kill. If he was, even a split second later on the overcharges, he would not have gotten that kill.
Yeah, that one shot was the one that mattered.
It's almost like he's not even playing looking at the screen. It's like he's looking at the minimap only.
Trap is like
insane.
Throwing units away. He is bleeding units right now. He was already behind on his Nexus. The only thing he had going for him was the tech. And he is bleeding units into this base. Look at the army supplies. He does have the larger worker count with the mediocre amount of probes he killed. But I feel like the follow-up here for Neeb is quite powerful. He does have Blink on the way. Trap is going to come over here again, scouts this, just sees there's enough units here that he's definitely not coming to the shade.
Yeah.
He has the faster Forge, which will become important, obviously, especially against this Stalker play that Neeb is showing us right now.
This is looking a lot like Trap is playing a bit like Stats, actually. Very similar style. Faster Forge, faster upgrades, get the Immortals out. Neeb also is playing pretty, straightforward in kind of his own Neeb style as well, where he gets Blink in a lot of these games to start off. It seems like he really favors that Blink, thinks it's very good. Probably going to switch into a, Robotics Bay and Disruptors here in a bit once he can afford it. He's getting up his 3rd and 4th gas right now.
All right, that Shade comes in here again. He's just trying to get more of an idea about this composition. Neeb warping in more Blink Stalkers here. Will actually push this Scout away, which will deny Trap the ability to know whether he has a 3rd base for the time being. Something I've always noticed about Neeb's play in the Protoss versus Protoss matchup is he specifically has such a great grasp over vision control. He's going to see this come in. He's going to deny it as best as he can from scouting that he doesn't have a 3rd base. He's continuing to try to keep this information hidden from Trap right now. This Phoenix is, a real Phoenix here. Stalkers actually blink away, and the Phoenix will be able to check that 3rd base right now. These Stalkers will not be able to deny it, but they may be able to get the kill. No, not quite. Okay, he sees this, which is pretty important. Trap going to hold on for taking his 4th base for the time being because he knows that Neeb does not have his. There's no reason to put himself at risk and drop down 400 minerals, which could cause him to die to an attack. And he just stays on 2 bases, gets his +2 attack on his Forge. He's got the faster Glaives as well, which will be very useful in the defense of any sort of follow-up attack. We do see Templar Archives coming up here as well on 2 bases.
And 5 gates too, so no 3rd base in sight here for Neeb. He is going to get a very big army and perhaps try to crush Trap in 1 attack. I mean, it's not that long of a rush distance. It's not a bad idea. Definitely trying to line that up here with the Resonating Glaives and the +1, no doubt. We'll see if it is successful, but already 3 Immortals out here for Trap and lots of Adepts with Resonating Glaives in just a bit, so.
I think he's going to take a Nexus. I don't think he can really commit to this. Okay, there's the Nexus. I think the idea is if he makes a base, I kill him. This is kind of what we saw, I think, in Game 2 versus Stats, where he has this large gateway count. He builds it up before he takes a base, and it's not really something you can even really support more than like 2 Warpins on 2 bases with. But if Trap makes a base, he kills it and then takes a base. If he doesn't make a base, then he has these gateways, he makes a Nexus, and forces Trap to play a bit defensively. Trap does really have that important lead, though, with his +2 attack, which is actually going to possibly line up with this attack he's doing counter-wise here against Neeb. He's got such a large count of Adepts. And Blink on cooldown here, Neeb losing 1 Stalker. And Trap going for this Warp Prism to the top right, actually going to go and rejoin his army. He could just simply attack with this at the 3rd base.
Yeah. You know what? They're on very even army supplies, but I like the composition here for Trap a little bit better. 4 Immortals in the back are going to be very well protected by the Adepts in the front against these Stalkers are going to be fantastic. You can already see the amount of damage that's coming out here. Nice snipe, though, on that unit.
This is going to be this threaten to shade here from Trap. He'll almost never, ever commit to it, but forces Neeb to react to it. He backs off. This was really just a show of force here by Trap. He doesn't find the weak point he's looking for and backs off. +1 armor on the way for him here as well. It's a little bit cheaper than the +3 attack and still will give his Adepts value, especially versus these Blink Stalkers. Because Blink Stalkers do bonus damage to armor, not light units. And so it gives the Adepts a little more staying power in fights like this, and also in his harassment. So I really like the choice when you think about it. Because +3 is just too expensive to have right now, especially because he didn't have his 5th and 6th gases he is taking now, while also trying to take into these Disruptors, which will give them also a little bit more armor. They don't gain any value from +3 attack.
Here we go, another drop coming in. There is a cannon, and that will shut it down. Just a small pull by Neeb. He will defend this, and looks like he wants to move out a little bit here. We'll see if he actually commits to the fight. He doesn't have any Disruptors himself, so has to be very careful about fighting against the Disruptors of Trap. Has a very big army outside of the Disruptors, so it's really going to come down to the Disruptor control and how much damage it can get. And Neeb does not know about this. Here he goes!
Oh, get a few units there, 5 Adepts or so. Archon's in the mix here as well, 3-2, in fact, in favor of Neeb, and he has these ranged Stalkers to add the extra DPS in here. He's going to actually shade forward right now on top of this army. He may commit, blinks onto the Disruptor. Will he commit to the shade? He will! Targets the Immortal first, one more barrier goes up. Now the second Disruptor shot here, not the best. This one, though, pretty sick here for Trap, and he's about just a little bit more time. 2 more Disruptors on the way.
Just needs that time, as you were saying. The Disruptors are going to be so key. Every single time a shot goes out, Neeb has to back off. He's not doing damage at the same time. Oh, he's actually going to shade into the main.
This is not what Trap expected. Trap did not expect him to commit to this. Now he's going to start unpowering gateways. He may even kill this Disruptor here for free. He's targeted.
Has to. No, he loses a bunch of Adepts in the process.
Will kill it eventually here, but not as efficiently as he hoped. Going to split these Adepts, in fact, into 2 locations. The rest of his army is going to back off here. He's transitioning to his own Disruptors, getting a second Robo, getting his own Bay. But already Trap is moving across the map. This Photon Cannon going to buy him time.
Neeb's army is out of position. Is he going to go for a base trade? He's not even going home.
He doesn't have a Dark Shrine. He doesn't have that many Stalkers. He only has 9. I think he's just trying to turn Trap around.
So many probes have gone down. He was almost hiding his army in the middle of the map. Now it's been seen. Disruptor shot goes out.
Oh man, Trap is going to crush this army here. Force field blocking out the Immortals. Neeb losing so much of his expensive units here. And Trap continues the attack.
27 probes doesn't matter if you're going to die to one attack.
He has to survive this. He has to survive this somehow, some way if he wants a chance to win this game.
Overcharges are going to be key. But Trap, it looks like he's just going to wait. He's going to wait him out. That Mothership, of course, should have a lot of energy. Now he comes in. He notices he has a much bigger army. Okay. Here he comes.
He doesn't have that much anti-air here. The Mothership is fine to be in this position.
Gonna shade in with the Disruptor. Is it going to be enough to keep Neeb alive? Another Disruptor comes out, and here it comes.
He's going to buy some time here. Okay, he does not get that shot off.
He's holding on, man, somehow, some way.
The more, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Neeb. He has basically twice the worker count right now of Trap.
And Disruptors are being produced at his base. They're going to be able to come out and fire right away. It is so important for him to get those shots. Is he going to commit here?
He's gonna. It looks like he wants to. And will commit, will kill a Disruptor. Just needs to kite these away now, this overcharge. Gonna nearly kill this Disruptor. One more shot.
Oh, so close.
All right.
Disruptor shot coming out. It's gonna get 2.
Nice shot there. The Mothership core is on the chase too.
And he's even up the army supply.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's done so much damage to the economy of Trap. Neeb, he somehow, some way, he has held on.
All right, this little group of Adepts coming in here to try to find counter damage. There's a Photon Cannon. Some of these Adepts already damaged from before, and they will be cleaned up. He does get 3 probe kills, but back over here, Neeb is trying to get more damage. This Natural is basically not even minding. This one shade comes in, going to target down probes. He's just shift clicking. His multitasking is so insane. He shift clicked those in like less than a second and then moved on to whatever else he was thinking about in his mind. So again, the economy much better here for Neeb. He actually has the higher Disruptor count. He's got massively the higher Adept count at 18-7, and he's moving across the map now. Perhaps wants to take a fight while taking this 4th base.
Stalkers coming out. They do have Blink.
It's okay to just toss that out, force the Stalkers to retreat. Trap has this one Phoenix, which has been doing so much scouting for him this entire game. Basically meaning that he can save a lot of gas on sentries throughout and save energy on hallucinations and also not have to use his robo for as many observers. He is making one right now, and he will have two. Always a good thing to do to keep an eye on that observer count throughout the late game in this matchup. Should be able to dodge it. Oh. Nicely done.
Green commentators go crazy. I'm like, oh, does he not have blink up? I'm like, whoa. We're tricking me here. Finally, that Phoenix goes down.
So the +1 armor has been in Trap's army this entire time, but Neeb is getting closer and closer to +3 right now of the attack. Gonna dodge this one. And Trap having that one adept out there to spot which angle this army is coming from. Very smart.
Yeah,
here comes that trademark Neeb Oracle that even inspired Stats to do the same in the previous series. That's going to give him so much vision. It's going to allow him to be a little bit more aggressive with his disruptors. It's allow him to do some trick moves where he baits the army in one direction, then traps him on another. Speaking of traps, blocking these rocks down, 2 more disruptors killed, forcing them into this area. Trap has been trapped. Another orb going to go off here. Good blink there.
Kills the disruptor too.
Yeah.
Very nicely done by Trap. Good micro on his end as well, but I don't know, man. Neeb just looks so good with his disruptor control, and maybe it's because Koreans don't really play this style all that often. We see him from time to time, but Neeb just looks so much more practiced and so much more confident with his control with these units.
All right, Stargate coming up for Neeb as well. He's looking for that Tempest transition should he fail to end the game here. Trap is setting up a flank coming from 2 angles here. Nice shot, though. Going to kill several Stalkers, and the Adepts could shade in. Okay, he decides not to.
Neeb lost a couple of his disruptors there to one shot of Traps. Got to be careful about fighting up that hill.
All right, +3 in 3 seconds. Can start a fleet beacon soon as well. He needs to get those gases up. Looks like he does have his gases up at that 4th base. And Trap will secure his 4th as well. It's almost finished, and he has this high ground area. Neeb trying to find some more information here, shading up, checking this out, cancels the shade, even prematurely. There's no reason not to. Coming over here looking for an angle. Stalkers use their blink, but he just walks them away. Kills another disruptor of Traps. And Trap is always trying to like go for these surrounds.
He sees the army of Neeb, and is Trap actually going to go for a base trade? It looks like he wants to.
Neeb will get targeted here with this disruptor. The orb will not go off. Purification Nova will always be canceled when that unit dies. Now he's hitting this natural. Overcharges coming up. Could actually kill, so many disruptors go down here. Could kill the robotic support bay. If he gets that, then no more disruptors for a long time here for Trap. These overcharges are buying so much time, but he does kill the mothership. And this army could get trapped again. This time Trap the one doing the trapping.
Trap will be trapping. Is it going to be enough?
Oh, here comes the Purification Novas. He blinks past them, though. A sick decision here by Neeb, but he's still trapped.
The disruptors! They're all taken out here, but the disruptors of Neeb, it looks like they might go down as well. But Neeb, it looks like he's got more Stalkers. 23 probes.
He's killed all the probes. That blink, that decision making. Oh, he can catch these. He's not looking.
Oh, he's not looking. Huge hit there.
This evens up the army supply. But remember, Neeb just killed so many probes. He's killed so many workers again. He's up 34 probes in this game. He's taking a 5th base now as well.
Trap's real only mining base is that 4th in the middle. As you said, Neeb can let this one go. He's got a couple of mining bases himself.
Trap isn't even mining gas from his 4th base right now, and that's why he can't continue to make disruptors. He also has a much smaller bank than Neeb does. Neeb just needs to save this base. He's in good position to do so. We could see another one of these blinks forward here with the armies in this position. Okay, here he goes. Blinks forward, just as I said, onto these disruptors. Gets both of them here, and this may be too much.
Looks like it will be. Taking out both disruptors. The blink forward from Trap very confidently, but not going to be enough. GG!
GG! Neeb takes game number 1, and one of his toughest PvPs yet. That game was very back and forth.
Look at him. He's grinning. He knows he's ahead of this guy. You know, he's a better player, and he's outplaying him right now. A very close game, as you said. Trap really giving him a run for his money, but none of these Korean players seem to be able to figure out this guy's PvP.
That blink forward where he jumped past the Novas to snipe the disruptors, that was the move that allowed him to win that game. in the end. Before that, the other move that allowed him to survive was targeting probes. He targeted so many probes. He knew that if he could actually just set up enough of a defense back at home with the economic damage he had, he could bounce back in that game. And bounce back he did. Now we're going to the galactic process here for game number 2. Kind of keep the momentum going. That's going to be so important in the best of 7.
Let's see if he can do it. Jumping into game number 2 now.